Tell me if this scenario sounds familiar. A wife comes home from work. She says, "Oh my gosh, I just had such a hard day. This was so difficult. My boss is giving me so much work. I can't handle it anymore." And the husband says, "You really should say something. You should tell him. Go into his office and set up a meeting and tell him, I can't handle it anymore. It's just too much work." And she says, "Oh my goodness, it was so frustrating. And then my coworkers, everybody's so chatty at work and everybody's gossiping and talking about each other. It's such a negative environment." And the husband says, "Why don't you stay away from those people? You don't have to talk to them at work. Just ignore them. Don't sit with them by lunch. Just totally ignore those people." And she says, "It was such a hard day. I feel so frustrated." And he says, "Well, why don't you try this?" And she says, "You're really not being helpful. You don't get it. You don't understand." And he says, "Well, what do you mean? I can't win with you. Everything I say, if I try to help, it's not helpful. If I don't try to help, I'm not being helpful. It's a lose-lose." Or how about when a woman comes home and says, "Oh, this morning, the kids, they were so difficult. David, I was trying to get him to go to school today. He just wasn't getting out the door. He wasn't listening. And Sarah kept changing her clothing over and over and over. And we were so late. And everything I said, they just weren't listening to me." And the husband says, "Why don't you just tell them you have to get going? Why don't you tell them the bus is waiting? Why don't you just give them an incentive or make a chart or something?" And he's trying to fix. And she says, "You're really not being helpful right now. Forget I said anything. Just forget it." And he says, "Everything I say is wrong." Sound familiar? Here's a stereotype, but I think it's true. Men want to fix. They want to give answers. Women often want to be heard. They want to see that somebody's listening and they're being supported. There's a famous line. The line goes, "Daiga bi'ish yisichena." It's a line from Proverbs, from Mishlei, which means that when a person has stress going on inside of them, they should speak it out. They should share it. But it only helps to speak it out when you know somebody's listening. It doesn't help to talk to the wall. So how do we listen? How do we be a listener so that the speaker feels like they're being heard? Simple things. When we make eye contact, when we affirm with our own words, in our own words, what it is that the other person's saying, to show them that we hear, that we understand, we can repeat to them in our own words what they're saying, they will feel heard. When we're giving them our full attention, when we're trying to imagine in our own heart and our own mind what it is that they're feeling and they're experiencing. It's amazing, you'll be absolutely shocked, but sometimes all you need is just the support. When you're just being a listener and you're a really good listener, you'll be shocked at how much it resolves the stress or the situation or whatever's being escalated in the conversation. It's amazing. So whether it's a spouse or whether it's a friend or a family member, just give them the support by listening. Be an active listener. And remember, just breathe.